that breaking news this morning, a earthquake along the Northern California coast this morning. This is a look at the Richter scale during this morning's 6.4 magnitude quake. A few hours ago, the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office confirming the earthquake, or confirming the first report of injuries as a result of the quake. Right now, 2 people are hurt. Both of them are expected to recover, and so far no fatalities have been reported.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Mike Cherry. We've been covering this earthquake all morning long. We have some team coverage this morning. KCRA 3's Mike Tassell has the very latest information on this earthquake. First, let's get to meteorologist Eileen Javora with where this was felt and all the aftershocks that have taken place.
Yeah, there are still aftershocks going on near and around where this all happened. Again, it was about 7-8 miles off the coast near Ferndale to the north, so Humboldt County, so a fairly unpopulated area. And again, Ferndale has about 1,400 residents. You can see Sacramento here, and this happened to the north, but there have been many aftershocks, mostly at the lower scale of about a 2.5 to maybe about a 3. But the big one happened in the overnight at 2:34 this morning. That's when our weather computers lit up with all this as those earthquakes began to happen. And you can see there have been many over the past 12 hours. In fact, one over the past 6 to 12 hours, past hour, I should say, even just to the east, near and around Eureka. And you can see that there on the map. And as we widen the view again, these aftershocks are still going on. I want to show you who felt this. There actually was some of us in the Sacramento region who actually felt it. The scale here, as the shades darken into the orange, that's really where you felt a more violent shake, and that was up near around Eureka and Fortuna. But even again, some reports from Red Bluff to Chico, Yuba City, and Sacramento, some folks actually felt it. No damage, obviously, in these areas, but just a little shake in the overnight, waking people up. Back to you.
Much, Eileen. Let's take a look at the power outages right now. Thousands without power following that quake. Some widespread damage has been reported to roads as well as homes. Damage assessments are underway throughout Humboldt County.
KCRA 3's Mike Tassell is live outside of the state's emergency or Office of Emergency Services, where officials are monitoring the situation. Mike?
Yeah, and right behind me, you can see the Situation Room here inside the Office of Emergency Services as they're meeting right now. Let's get straight to some video, though, to show you the impacts of this earthquake. And the first one, a picture, actually, of State Route 211, this century-old Fern Bridge. The bridge now closed while highway crews are continuing to inspect it for possible seismic damage. You can see the damage to the roadway. There is reports of damage to the roadway elsewhere throughout the area. And then we also want to show you some video from inside a home in the Ferndale area. This is video from the publisher and editor of the Ferndale Enterprise. She described this morning's quake as, quote, a big one. She described it with north-south shaking. And while that video is from Ferndale, we also have video from further away. Eileen had mentioned people feeling it in Eureka. This is a grocery store in Eureka. Tens of thousands of people, again, without power. PG&E has mobilized their emergency response. We can tell you that, the damage that initially Humboldt County officials thought was going to be widespread damage to roads and homes. They said it's not been as extensive as they thought. However, in the Eel River Valley area, they do have significant damage to roads and homes in that area. Meanwhile, just got done talking with the Office of Emergency Services, who say aftershocks, as Eileen mentioned, are a concern moving forward. Listen.
We are seeing reports on social media, and there does look like there's some building damage, some infrastructure damage, power lines, maybe a gas main. Very early in the process, we're going to look to have people on the ground actually go verify all of that in the days to come. Certainly could have been far, far worse.
And back out here live, still emergency officials not taking this lightly, as they are already preparing, reaching out to other offices of emergency services, making sure that they can respond to whatever need is out there following this earthquake in the North State. Humboldt County officials also warning their residents to continue to be aware of the potential for aftershocks, and especially potentially significant ones following this morning's earthquake. Live inside the Office of Emergency Services, Mike Tassell, KCRA 3 News.
Mike, that is an important reminder. Thanks so much. And we are joined this morning by Robert Michael DeGroot. He is from the USGS. He's joining us now to talk more about the earthquake that hit off the coast of Northern California.
Yeah, Robert, we've been getting reports of damage throughout the morning. With an earthquake of this magnitude, 6.4, what can we expect in terms of damage?
Well, I mean, as you probably already heard from the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services, they've reported some damage to bridges and power outages and those sorts of things. And I know that they'll be much clearer on what happened in the coming days.
Robert, talk more about where this earthquake hit. How did that play a factor into the damage that we have seen today?
Yes, well, this is an area where 3 tectonic plates come together. It's an area where there are a lot of earthquakes. There was actually an earthquake there in the magnitude 6 range about a year ago. So this is a place where earthquakes happen pretty frequently. It's right there along the coast of Eureka and Arcata. So it's a very active area.
So I imagine the USGS has been fielding calls regarding damages and maybe some aftershocks. What have you folks heard?
Actually, yes, over 3 dozen aftershocks after this event at 2:34 a.m. So it's pretty early. The other piece, of course, is the Shake Alert earthquake early warning system was activated in this event. We're still trying to get a sense of how many people were alerted, but we know that right now over 200,000 people were alerted during this event so that they could take that protective action if they felt shaking.
You know, we're still talking about the potential for aftershocks. What do people in that area need to know right now? Like, what should they be doing as we're talking right now?
People should be doing what they normally do when they feel shaking from earthquakes, to take that protective action if they feel shaking or if they get that alert. They can continue to check to make sure that they have the supplies that they need to be able to get to be able to have all the materials they need to be able to survive after the earthquake occurs.
You know, in regards to these aftershocks, what is the window that these can occur?
Aftershocks can occur for many days after the event. So one of the things that people just need to be aware of course, people who live in this area are used to earthquakes. They happen very frequently, but they just need to be aware that these events can occur. And the earthquake sizes aren't necessarily going to decrease over time. You may get slightly bigger aftershocks, smaller aftershocks. Bottom line is just if you feel shaking or get that alert, take that protective action.
Definitely some good information. Robert, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate your time. And as you heard him say, in a coincidence, a quake of nearly the exact same size hit nearly the exact same place exactly 1 year ago today. This is video of damage at Ferndale's historic gingerbread mansion. Antique paintings, photos, and lamps fell and shattered. There were also cracks in the ceiling. That quake was a 6.2. It was a depth of 5 miles, which is much closer to the surface than today's quake.